detail, negotiation skills, and grace under pressure while managing a multi-agency concurrent build effort for TDRS K, L, and M missions. Jeff was unable to join us today, but please join me in applauding his efforts. Ralph Kahn, for leadership in aerosol, multi-angle remote sensing and applications to climate and health. Ralph was also unable to join us today, but please join me in applauding his efforts. Angelita Kelly, for outstanding leadership and dedication as the Earth Observing Constellation Mission Operations Manager, ensuring the integrity of the highly successful A-Train. Michael Menzel, for expert leadership shown in overcoming obstacles and furthering the development of the truly revolutionary design architecture of the JWST. Keith Parrish, for exceptional leadership as JWST's Observatory Manager to develop and execute a plan to tackle the largest and most complicated replan proposal Goddard Space Flight Center has ever undertaken. Jose Rodriguez, for outstanding multifaceted leadership, including management, science research, and mission projects, and for inspiring those who have excelled under his leadership. George Seftis, for distinguished service to the nation and NASA as the chairman of the Space Asset Protection Program. George was unable to join us today, but please join me in applauding his efforts. Our final two categories are the Distinguished Public Service Medal and the Distinguished Service Medal. These are the highest honors that NASA confers, and these award recipients were previously recognized during the NASA headquarters ceremony. The Distinguished Public Service Medal. This is NASA's highest form of recognition that is awarded to any non-government individual or to an individual who was not a government employee during the period in which the service was performed, whose distinguished service, ability, or vision has personally contributed to NASA's achievement of the United States interest. The first, Guy Cordier, for exceptional service and significant contribution to NASA's science data capture and distribution systems for over 4 decades. Holland Ford, for leadership in the development of 3 generations of outstanding Hubble Space Telescope instruments and the leadership role played in restoring Hubble Space Telescope's spherical aberration. Holland was unable to join us today, so please join me in applauding his efforts. The Distinguished Service Medal. This medal is awarded to any individual in the federal service who, by distinguished service, ability, or courage, has personally made a contribution to to representing substantial progress to the NASA mission in the interest of the United States. The contribution must have been so extraordinary that other forms of recognition by NASA would be inadequate. This is the highest honor that NASA confers. The first, P. Gay Bhartia, for lifelong leadership and intellectual contributions to NASA's monitoring and atmospheric ozone and to the establishment of a long-term ozone climate record. PK was not able to join us today, but please join me in saluting his efforts. David Mangus, for a long and successful career as a spaceflight dynamicist, attitude control specialist, and satellite doctor, enabling NASA missions. David was also unable to join us today, so let's applaud his efforts. Jean Swank, for outstanding contributions to NASA's science. Jean was unable to join us today, but please join me in applauding her contribution. And lastly, Bruce Woodgate, for exceptional career achievements and distinguished service to NASA. Let's applaud Bruce's contributions as well.
I know Ron is going to thank everybody, but Ron never thanks himself. And I wanted to take an opportunity to do that and to give a round of applause for Ron. For any of you that ever had to stand up here and mention all those names and say modus is not an easy thing to do. So thanks, Ron.
Thank you for that. Saying when you find a turtle on a fence, they had to get there for some help from others. So I appreciate my team's effort for helping me as well prepare for this. So without further ado, let's give all of our honorees another round of applause for the outstanding contribution. Before I officially close out the program, I would like to also take this opportunity to make a few announcements and extend special thanks to some of our OHCM partners and customers. First, to Chris Patrick and Congressman Edwards, the senior level review team, the team of Goddard leaders and employees who spent many hours reviewing hundreds of nominations as a result of our grassroots level process. A special thank you to you all the volunteers from OHCM and others, for their tremendous efforts as well. All of those who took the time to support nominations, and finally, as Chris did at the beginning, family, friends, and loved ones who were able to join us here today. Please join me again in giving them all a round of applause. This officially brings our ceremony to a close. I hope that everyone has enjoyed the ceremony. Award recipients, there are boxes for your plaques out at the registration table. We look forward to seeing you at our next celebration. Thanks you again and have a nice and safe day.